Alright, YouTube. We got something in the mail today. We're gonna open it up from Illusions. I could tell that, yeah, it says Illusions. So it's probably some capes or something like that. Let's open it up. Alright, gotta go through another box. Okay, alright. You didn't have to double tape it the whole side. Come on, you're making it difficult. Illusion, come on. Where do I start? Come on. Alright, I got it. Why is it so... Oh, you know what, Illusion, listen, don't send me another package like this being so difficult to open. This right here, I could have hurt myself. All right, you guys. Okay, wow, okay. All right. I guess this is I don't know what it is, to be honest, but I seen it on Instagram. This looks dope right here. It looks like a little bundle that they have. I don't know what's inside, possibly cape. I don't know. All right, we got cape. We got this right here. This mauve color right here. Nice and plain. Nothing too deep about these. Got the little color patches right here. Next, you got the orange one. These feel kind of thick too as well. No pause. Got the light green. Got this army green one. This could be brown, I don't know. It looked like army green to me. Then you have another, okay, this one might be army green and that might be brown. And you got a tan one right here. This is probably the one I'm gonna go with, being that I got on tan right now, basically cream. And the last one, nah, this one is the cream. Dang, they all right. I'm gonna go with this one today. We creaming it today. Memo over there saw my Instagram, decided to wear the same color as me today. Just so you guys know what I'm talking about. Memo really did decide to wake up today and wear cream. Memo.
Oh my God, bro.
Memo, talk to him. Talk to him about your outfit today.
Bro, I'm not gonna start with you, bro.
So you went to my...
You're lucky I don't send you home, bro. That's already like the third time.
But I almost forgot. Use code Jeezy15, okay, for 15% off. Right here. That's it? Jeezy15 for 15% off. Alright, let's get back to work. Alright, you guys, so just like any other hairstyle, what you want to do is you want to make sure the hair is nice and picked out and everything is nice and laid before you actually start cutting. You don't want to cut on a sloppy canvas because more than likely your cuts will come out sloppy. So when you pick out an afro, one of the things that I like to do is I like to go in and kind of pull and slide out. I don't just go directly up because that'll, cause your client some discomfort. It'll cause the hair to snag, and you know what I mean? You don't want your client to feel any discomfort while you're trying to pick them out. So what you want to do is go in and kind of slide it out as you pick. After it's nice and picked out, what you want to also do is lay the sides down. Make sure the sides is nice and stretched out. That way, whether you're doing a lineup or a taper, everything is neatly laid down. So as a beginner, how you start out is you set in your ball line. Now, when I set in my ball line, I like to use my liners. Now, as a beginner, I wouldn't suggest using your liners at first. You know what I mean? Go with the lever closed. If you got a zero gap clipper, you could use your lever closed and kind of mimic what I'm doing right now. I'm setting in my ball line at a curve-like shape, not really setting it in straight. You can, but I like to, be unique, and I like to set my blends different from everybody else. I don't want to, have the same blends as another barber. I want, when my client goes down the street, I want somebody to be like, hey man, who cut your hair? And I want it to be different. So to get that different look, I set it in as a curve shape. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Babyliss shaver FX3s and I'm gonna bald out the bottom. I'm not going all the way to the line. I'm just kind of cleaning up that bottom. That way it gives another transition and it makes it nice and clean and smooth. Next, you want to clear out bulk. So I went ahead and grabbed my one guard with the lever open, using my Endless Cordless Masters, and I'm going up and basically scooping out into the Afro on the top. This is not gonna leave a harsh guideline, especially because you're scooping. What you're basically doing is just clearing out the bulk so you can see when you set in your guidelines. Now with the lever fully closed, I'm gonna shape that bottom half into the Afro. What I'm basically doing is I'm starting where I ended at the one guard with the lever open, and I'm basically scooping out from there, building that shape, that kind of flared out shape that my client wants, taking my time, making sure that it's neat as possible. Now that we have everything shaped like we want it, now it's time to set in your guidelines. I'm using my lever open and I'm going up about a ½ inch, basically half of what I've set in with the one guard open. So I'm going up half of that, making sure that I go over the guidelines multiple times to ensure that it's at that length. So just because you took out the bulk with the one guard open doesn't mean that you don't go back and try to set that guideline a little bit better than it is. Make sure that you go over the guidelines multiple times. That way it's at that one guard length. So now all I did was close the lever on that one guard, and basically all I'm doing is in a flick out motion, I'm softening up that middle line. That way it's easier to take it out with the next step. Now putting on the zero guard with the lever fully closed, in a flick out motion, flick out that middle line. Now keep in mind that I'm using my corners, even though it looks like I'm using the full blade. I'm using my corners most of the time because I want to take my time with clearing out the bulk. One of the things you have to realize is you need patience, all right? Don't just dive in with the full blade and not pay attention to that other corner, because you're gonna have to pay attention to both corners, when you're flicking out. So make sure you take your time, use your corners, at all time when you flick out. That way you could gradually take it out instead of potentially messing up using both sides of the blades at once. So just like I did with the middle line, I kind of, softened it up before I actually took it out with the zero guard closed. I'm doing the same thing by setting my lever halfway, kind of softening up that middle line. You could use your full blade at this point because it's not going to take out that guideline. So just soften it up, don't go too high, and keep it low as possible. Now with the lever fully closed in a flick out motion, flick out that bottom line. Remember to start below the line, flick to the line. Notice how I'm using my corners the entire time. I'm not using that full blade at any moment because my eyes can't focus on two things at once. So I'd rather just use the corners and just flick out and inch by inch it and be safe. So lastly, what you want to do is do some detail work. What I like to do is I like to rest my eyes for a minute. Also, another thing as a beginner that I would suggest is look in the mirror. Okay, the mirror will show you things that you may not just see head on. So it gives you a different perspective on the blend. So utilize your mirror, look back and forth, try to knock out those bulk areas that you see with the corners of your clipper, and just get in those areas and clean it up. It does take a special eye to be able to see those imperfections in the blend or those bulk areas, but as you keep cutting hair, the more and more as you cut, the more better you get. So don't think that you have to just start out and just be detailing crazy, you know what I mean? It all comes with time. So as much as you cut, the better you get. Now, as far as the back goes, I use the same exact steps. So now it's time to get the shape right that my client wants. He wants that flared out kind of look. So I'm gonna start at the bottom with my lever fully closed and basically scoop out and flare out, and just take my time just knocking off the hair little by little. I'm gonna start from the bottom, work my way to the top with the clippers first, and then I'm gonna come behind it with the shears. The shears have a slight bend to them, so they could get that perfect afro like you want. So make sure you pick up some afro shears as well. So before I do the lineup, I always like to take a comb and kind of comb the hair down. That way you're kind of stretching out the hair to make it lay down. Then what I'll do is I'll grab my number 1 with the lever closed, and I'll just coast it straight down, knocking off all those little hairs that want to stick out. Because normally when you brush the hair down, after lining it up, you'll have those flyaway hairs that tend to be longer than others. So make sure you bring the hair down to that length. That way everything will come out nice and crispy and even. Listen, let me tell you why they call me 360. When they sit in my chair, I spin them in the full 360, and they come out looking like,
damn, son, we make it look easy.
YouTube, this is the cut. And if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, HustleDreamProduction, that's my brother, he does all my beats. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Also, if you want to know where you can find any tools that you've seen in this video, links will be in the description below. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is official360Jeezy and my Instagram is 360Jeezy. But it's your boy 360Jeezy, and I'm out of here.